Let's jump straight back into our evaluate questions. So we've looked at how to break them down. Now let's figure out exactly how we should structure them. Let's take a look. The first thing we need to do is look at our introduction. So I believe that and here you go, you can change out primary or secondary impacts are more significant in an earthquake. That is your introduction done. You need to just quickly put your point across. Which one do you think is more significant? Our next section, I'm going to focus on the primary impacts. For example, the primary impacts and this is where you can put your case study of choice, so whichever one you researched for a low income country, and name the primary impacts. Then say why these are significant. So maybe there was a loss of life, maybe it was a severe loss of life, perhaps a large amount of buildings collapsed. This is where we can make these different links between our impacts and how important they are. Secondly, we compare them to our high income country, so whichever country you have researched for your high income country lesson, where these impacts are, and then name the impacts that we're seeing in the high income country, and show that they are significant because. So why are these impacts significant? You can then go one step further and start evaluating whether these impacts are indeed more or less significant in a high income or a low income country. We're then going to move on to our next chunk on secondary impacts. And this is where you put your low income country case study again, the secondary impacts are, and this is where you're going to state these impacts, and then are they more or less significant than the primary impacts? Well, this is where you can again make your choice. Why are these more important? Why would you say that these secondary impacts are either more important and significant or less important and significant than the primary impacts? Whereas in our high income country, they are, in conclusion, which kind of impacts are more significant, primary or secondary? Because. However, you can then state, do a little bit of explanation here and bring in a large amount of reasoning. You need to judge them, so decide which ones are more important. Is it primary or secondary? Overall, landing, why are you right? Well guys, I hope that was a useful look at the exam question and how to structure an evaluate answer. Now obviously this is only the basics of how to do it. You will need to go a little bit further with your own ideas. I'll put a picture of that up just at the end of the video as well so that you can see my written structure there if you need a starting point. Do your best with it guys. Good luck.